All right, here we are. We are live. This is Pass the Mic. Mike Passamonte here. Our weekly radio show. We decided to go video again tonight just for the NFL draft. We're going to do the live analysis of the draft. I got it right in front of me. We got JP. JP, say hi.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's great to be. I didn't shave for this, so I hate to say it. I think I look good with a beard, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You look great. You look great. I got my draft prep next to me. I am going to have to put glasses on every once in a while because I'm old, but we got the TV in front of us, both of us, and I'm excited. How about you? Jets have 2 picks in the first round. 2 picks.
I mean, I hope my Raiders don't mess up mine. I just hope my Raiders don't mess up mine.
Yeah. Well, what number are they picking? I didn't even look.
We have a history of messing up our picks. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the pick after us becomes a Hall of Famer.
Like the Jets a genius.
So you realize we have a history of the next pick after our guy becomes a Hall of Famer. We have that history.
JP, time out. The Jets passed on Dan Marino and picked Ken O'Brien. The Jets passed on Warren Sapp and picked Kyle Brady. Beat that.
That is true.
I know. I'm aware. All right. NFL draft order. Let's get.
I think I'm doing a Rich Eisen impression tonight with the beard look. He's got a beard too.
Oh yeah, you look like twins.
Yeah, I'm mini him.
All right, so we got how many minutes till we start? I don't have a ticker.
4 minutes. 4 minutes until
4 minutes until the
6.
What channel are you watching?
I'm watching NFL Network. I'm going to be moving to ABC in a minute. I'm moving to ABC.
I'm going to do ABC. All right. We're pretty sure, right? We're pretty sure, pretty positive that the Jaguars are picking Lawrence, right? In the bag. So yes. the draft really starts at number 2.
I don't think so. I think 1 and 2 are locked. I think
so
Wilson.
What are the chance Fields goes number 2? I wouldn't put it this way. I wouldn't be upset. Wouldn't be upset either way if it's Fields or Wilson, because the truth is nobody knows what anybody's going to do in the NFL. I have questions about Fields. I don't know a lot about Wilson, so I'll be honest. I know what I saw in the highlight film, but everyone's got a good highlight film, right? Fields' highlight film is great. I don't see one play in the Indiana game for Fields when he just chucked the ball up and got intercepted 5 or 6 times.
True.
But I feel like the problem that Fields has, is when he's pressured, like really pressured, he just chucks the ball up.
Oh, that's a very fair observation.
That's an easy fix, though, for a good coach. You know, if he's not always flustered, which is something that I saw with Sam Darnold, like if his first read is covered, he's flustered and he throws it. He could throw interceptions. Fields is when you got your hands on him. You could drill into a quarterback, and the Jets did it with Sanchez, throw the ball away, and then they start throwing the ball away. So if that's his only downside, I mean, the guy's got more talent than anyone in the draft. More talent, all-around talent than Lawrence, more all-around talent than anyone. The guy runs a 4.24. The guy can throw the ball 70 yards. Guy can throw the ball 70 yards. Guy's accurate. He's got the most talent. It's what's in his head that we don't know. Is that going to translate? Now, the way I feel is quarterbacks who run first are never successful for more than 2 years. Tops. Quarterbacks that throw in the pocket, run around in the pocket, and then can take off. Russell Wilson, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Roethlisberger, they're great. They're great. But quarterbacks that will, look for one read and then run, they're great for the first year, always. We saw it with Lamar Jackson, MVP. Next year, stats were there, but the play wasn't. The play wasn't there. The passing wasn't there. He's going to get figured out. And another thing with them, before I get into the rest of the list, they get hurt. constantly get hurt. We saw that with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray got hurt, his non-throwing shoulder, right? So he came back. He was healthy. Could not throw the ball because all they did was keep him in the pocket because he's so short. We saw it with RG3. RG3 was one of the best players in the league. Gets hurt, done. Kaepernick, done. All these guys that are run-first quarterbacks. This year, Jalen Hurts, watch. He's not going to be good for more than this year, maybe, not next year. Because once you figure them out and you figure out you don't want them to run, you just keep them in the pocket, let them throw. A lot of them can't throw. Now, Mahomes and Wilson, absolutely. They run around behind the line of scrimmage. They run back and forth and then find the open guy. And if need be, they run. So I rather the guy, and that's what it looks like Lawrence is, and that's what it looks like Wilson is, where they can run, but they're more pocket passers. We got to see what Fields is. I don't know what he is. He could be either. I don't know what he is. You agree? You with me?
I agree. I mean, to me with Fields, and this is the big deal with him, is I like Fields, but to me, when I look at Wilson for the Jets, it just to me looks like I would go, if you really like Wilson so much, go with him. I mean, at that point, to me, it's a no-lose. Mac Jones would be the only one that would be a head-scratcher. Even if you told me the Jets took Trey Lance, I wouldn't scratch my head. Because
Matt Jones at 2? No.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only head scratcher. That's the only one I'll scratch my head. If you tell me they pick, would be Mac Jones. That's the only one I'll be like, what are you doing? Even Trey Lance, I'll be like, I would maybe like, even then.
Well, let's move on. Let's talk about that then. The third pick. Let's say Wilson's off the board. The assumption was that it was automatically going to be Matt Jones because that's what you heard. You heard that San Francisco loved him. That's why they traded up. But then his pro day came, and Nick Saban said they came to the pro day and they never talked to him. They never talked to Saban about Jones. And he has a relationship with those guys. Never talked to him about Jones. Then you had Steve Young come out and say that they don't like Jones. Now, this could all be a smokescreen. Absolutely. Could all be a smokescreen. But you're hearing now is that Lance is the guy they like. And you like Lance. Tell us a little bit about Lance.
I've started to like Lance more and more because when I look at I actually know someone who played against him. I actually asked a friend of mine who plays college ball at an FCS school. I asked him, what is it like playing against him? And he said, you could tell after 2 seconds that guy is an NFL athlete. It took me only 2 seconds to figure out this guy can play. And this guy was definitely he was more than deserving to go to the FBS level. And I just know from what college coaches I know had said to me, who I've heard from friends who know college coaches, they've all said to me that, this guy definitely might be the best, might be better than Wentz, some even said, when it comes to potential, because he's very raw. Like, he looks raw out there because he doesn't have the arm yet developed. He has the legs. He has the body. He just hasn't developed the arm fully yet. And that's why I think
I don't know how you can stay NFL if he hasn't.
But he's an NFL athlete. Like, you could tell that guy belongs. That guy would find a way to get on the field on Sundays, whether it be at another position. He's just an NFL athlete. Like, that guy, the question is, will one of, I think, only 4 or 5 teams can develop him? I think he has to sit a year and be like Mahomes, where you sit a year and wait, where you learn, develop. Jordan Love, Mahomes type deal. That's what I think his thing is. He's got to wait.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. So here's the thing. At number 3, do you want a developmental guy like Love was last year, like where you draft him and just sit him? Or are you looking for a guy you're going to plug in right away? I mean, you say that Lance Garoppolo was a second-round pick. So
you have Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, I get that. But if you're going to take a quarterback at number 3, don't you want the guy to be able to play right away? You say that Lance was like, you get on the field and Lance is an NFL player. What would that have looked like if Justin Fields was in that game?
I mean, it would like here's the thing.
Or Lawrence was in that game, or Mac Jones was in that game. What would it look like? I mean, you can't really. It's so hard to tell with an FCS player because okay, you're on another level. Okay, that's fine. But NFL, you're talking about guys that should stand out in the SEC like that.
Like he would stand out. Like
Not
one coach described it as if this guy was playing in Minnesota or Northwestern or
right.
Indiana.
Wisconsin.
He would stand out. He would be a standout player of one of those programs. He would still stand out. Like that's the thing.
You mentioned Carson Wentz. You mentioned Carson Wentz. That's one guy, but Josh Allen too went to Wyoming. Not a big school, and he's one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, if not one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
Oh, that's why I'm saying with him, you got to. I think Lance is like at 3. If you really like the guy and you have the luxury of a Jimmy Garoppolo, I would take him at 3 and wait the year because I think Mac Jones is not going to be ready to play. I think the only one of the 3 that I could argue, of those 3 that are probably going to be there, that I could argue that you could start tomorrow is Fields. That's the only one I could argue that I think is NFL ready to start now. I think he's the only one of those 3.
Mac Jones could. Mac Jones might
I don't see that. I don't. I don't see Mac Jones starting tomorrow. I don't see him as an NFL starter tomorrow. I do not see that when you tell me the starter for the 49ers. I cannot see somebody saying to me, and taking it seriously, that Mac Jones is your starting quarterback right now. I think he's another guy who needs a year to wait.
Whoever they pick at number 3 is going to start right away. That's what I'm
not so certain of that right now. If it's Jones, so. I'm not certain. If it's Lance, I'm not certain.
Garoppolo's still there because I think they're looking for tonight to trade him. They're looking for teams that are going to miss out on their quarterback and then trade him. Once you get to the 15th pick and all the good quarterbacks are gone, Garoppolo's a pretty, enticing guy. Look at what the Jets did. The Jets waited a little while, but they got rid of Sam Darnold. You're going to draft that high. You want to get what you could get for Garoppolo now.
Oh, I agree. I agree on that that could possibly happen. But I would not if you told me Trey Lance was your quarterback tomorrow, I could live with that if you're San Francisco. If you told me Justin Fields, but I wouldn't take Mac Jones seriously at the quarterback right now because to me, I think he has the most questions of the 5. I think he's got more questions than that kid out of Stanford, and that kid out of Stanford has a lot of questions. Mac Jones, one problem is this: is he going to be able to break the mold? Is he the exception to the rule like Tua? Or is he A.J. McCarron? Greg McElroy, is he that or is he the exception? That's my issue with Mac Jones is I don't know if he's the exception to that rule like Tua. That could legitimately take a team tomorrow.
We also don't know what Tua is, so let's not
But right now it looks like he's the exception to the rule. I'll argue he's the exception to the rule with Alabama quarterbacks. That Tua looks like with the right coach. He could develop. He could be something. McCarron and McElroy were not NFL QBs, starting NFL QBs. They were great backups, not starter, long-term starter NFL QBs.
Let me ask you something. And Carl brought it up today, the same thing you're saying. And that, we haven't seen the other day brought it up. We haven't seen Alabama quarterbacks, but nobody wants to call Jalen Hurts an Alabama quarterback, even though he was there for 4 years.
But I agree.
What about him? What about Hurts?
I think he's an exception. He's an exception to the rule. I argue that he's an exception, like Tua, like Mac Jones might be. That's why I'm arguing he could be. Mac Jones definitely could be an exception. But right now, I think he has the most questions. I think him and the Stanford QB have the same amount of questions, in my opinion. Or maybe a little bit less than the Stanford, maybe a little bit more, man, by who you talk to. Because to me, when I look at David Mills, the reason why I'm bringing him up, because I think he could be I think him and Kyle Trask could go at the end of the first round tonight. My gut's just telling me somebody's going to get too excited and they're going to see David Mills going mid-20s, and somebody's going to be like, oh, no, we're not going to get a QB. We like Trask. I could see somebody, I could see doing it. I'll give you a great example of who I could see doing it. Washington.
JP, there's no way that 7 quarterbacks are going in the first round.
I think it's plausible. I won't say here's how the only way I see that.
What about hold on. What about all the other players?
Oh, I agree.
What about all the other positions?
But can you just let me explain why it's plausible? Why I think it's plausible?
Yeah.
The problem is I could see if the team decided, let's say somebody decided to move to 20 and decide to take David Mills higher than, let's say, a 20, somebody decided to say, you know what, call the Jets up at 23, and the Jets decide to trade out.
You're
Or
going
another
into
team.
a hole. Hold on, JP. You're making a silly point, and you're trying to justify it. That means 7 quarterbacks have to be drafted in the first round. Not going to happen.
I agree.
So let's
I agree.
not
It's a
keep
long
going
shot.
on. And
but I
number
think it
20
could
is
be
the
somebody
Bears.
else.
They need a quarterback anyway. No, but what would have to happen there? And I don't want to do this. You're fighting
agree.
a
I
battle
agree
that you
it's a
already
long shot.
lost. Yeah,
I agree
not
it's a
going to
long
happen.
shot.
Not going to happen. It's not a long shot. It's not going to happen. A
Do you
long
see
shot.
David Mills? Then may I change it to this? Do you see David Mills moving into the top 10? I mean, not top 10, in the top 20? Do you think he goes in the top 20 to someone who, if those 5 of them are gone, like the Bears to Washington, you don't see one of those teams moving to get him?
No, here's why. There's so many teams at that point that have quarterbacks. No one else is going to pick him before you get to him in the second round, maybe even the third round. And you're going to see other players that you like more than him. Because what you're telling me is that you're so desperate for a quarterback that you don't care who else is on the board. You're going to take anyone who has that position. And that's not going to happen.
Oh, I
That
agree.
means
I'm
you're
just doing-
passing up on a Chase or a Waddle. You're passing up on all these great players just
I
because you
agree.
want to say you drafted. Well, you're not agreeing because you're saying it could happen.
But I was
know,
just
the
asking,
Bears,
do you
the
think?
Bears need a quarterback, right? But they don't need a quarterback.
I was
they
more
have-
asking, do you think? Do you
I
think
think
it's
not.
possible?
No.
Do you think
That's 7 quarterbacks go in the first round. I do not think that.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible. I was more making up. I think it could be plausible of one scenario I came up with, which I call it the everybody's panicking scenario.
No,
Where-
not going to happen.
Somebody moves in. How many do you think somebody will trade up from the top of the second or the second round into like Baltimore's pick at 31? Do you think that's a candidate for trade? Baltimore at 31?
Of course, but not for him.
You don't see a team doing that? Like a Teddy Bridgewater type deal where somebody makes them like the Vikings did with Seattle?
Why are we talking about this? Why are we?
Because
Why
I
are
think
we
it's very
making this?
possible.
Why are we making tonight about Mills? There's
Because I'm
6
gonna say-
quarterbacks that would have to go
I
ahead
agree.
of him. You realize that?
But I'm bringing up the possibility that I think there could be a lot of intrigue around him as we get, let's say, to the
No,
20s.
what you're doing is you made a point and you just will not stop until you get that point across. You mean to tell me that means every other quarterback also has to be drafted by then, and they're not going to be?
You think at 20 that all of them are not going to be off the board at 20?
No shot. No shot. There's going to be at most 5 quarterbacks in the first round drafted. At most.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
At most 5. So that goes to Mac Jones. That's where it stops.
Okay.
That means you have Lawrence, Fields, Lance, Wilson, and Jones. Stop. You're telling me that in addition to that, Kyle Trask, who
No,
no
I'm
one
not
has
talking
in the
about
first
Kyle
round,
Trask anymore. I'm
and
just talking about
Mills. No, I don't think that's possible at all because
I'm
you're
just talking about
discounting.
6 QBs.
All right, here we go. We
Yeah, I
got
was
the
just
first
talking
pick
about.
coming up. All right, I got you. Let's. Put my volume up. Can you hear that?
I can't hear that.
Can you hear my
mine?
TV?
No.
No.
Can you hear mine?
We got Goodell on the stage.
With Bernie Kosar,
I
Joe
see-
Thomas, and Joe Landry.
Joe Thomas, Kozar, and Landry, because they're in Cleveland. So, who gets the biggest applause?
Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas. I agree. Joe Thomas.
Because it's funny.
Yeah,
And
they're
I'm
going
going to say
nuts.
this. I feel bad for Joe Thomas because that guy had a great career and had to spend it all in Cleveland. You think about
All three
it.
of them.
That guy had a great career. Couldn't win anything. He was in Cleveland.
How about Bernie? Bernie lost 3 AFC Championship games to John
Yeah.
Elway.
What do they have a Jack? What we pick a fan, make the pick? What is this? Pick a fan, make the pick?
I heard you, JP. I heard you, JP.
No, I'm
Keep
making a
coming.
joke here. I'm making a joke for the people here. What is this, charity? Goodell's gonna do a Goodell's
I'm
gonna
an amateur comedian at best, But if you have to say I'm making a joke,
I know
you didn't make a joke. You didn't make a joke.
All right, come on. Let's get to the pick here. It's 8:15 already. Make the pick.
Absolutely. Oh, he brought the chair. Oh, they don't do a pick a fan. I think you're ahead of me.
No, they're picking a fan to sit in the chair.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Am I ahead of you?
Yeah, what are you up to right now?
He's saying, let's go Brownies. Now they put women sitting in the chair.
I have her walking up.
Yeah, now she's about, that's what I mean. She's walking to the chair. Now she's sitting in the chair.
You're ahead of me.
Now he's about to put him on the clock.
You're ahead of me. Way ahead of me. So don't say anything. I will make the announcement.
Now it's official.
No, you make it because you're live. You're live. You make it.
Are now on the clock. This is ABC is live. I'm on ABC.
I'm on watching it on the internet, so.
Then I'm going to be ahead of you by far. I'm live.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is going to be easy. They show Urban Meyer the draft, and he's just got his hands behind his back here. I think this should be the easiest. Do you take all 10 minutes?
That has happened.
Why take all 10 minutes?
Yeah, just for last year they did that.
Just for talking's sake, you just get
the NFL will do it. The NFL will do that just to get make sure people are watching.
And you know what's funny is I'm going to say this.
I do not think that Urban Meyer is going to be a great coach.
I think it's going to be. I would give this. I think he can. I think he may win a Super Bowl. I think he may win one, and it won't be in Jacksonville.
How many guys have done that?
I think Jimmy Johnson. I think he's probably the best college coach.
Who else?
I'm trying to think. Who's won one right from college? I know Jimmy Johnson. Give me a second here. I'm really thinking. Pete Carroll.
One more, I think.
That's why I'm trying to
think. Barry Switzer, right?
Yeah,
did he win with Oklahoma?
Yes, he did with the Cowboys. Yeah. He won the last one with the Cowboys.
Did he? No, did he win with Oklahoma, though? I think he did.
He won many national titles with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He won many. But you know what's interesting about why I think he may work, but not with Jaguars? I think he's going to have a few good years. I think he'll have 5 years in Jacksonville. He won't win one. And I think instead of renewing the contract, he'll go somewhere else. I think he may decide, you know what, I'll go somewhere else instead of Jacksonville.
If he wins in Jacksonville, he stays in Jacksonville.
I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he'll do much winning. I think he maybe have one good year and then decide.
And he'll go back to college.
True. I think that's plausible.
We saw it with Spurrier. We saw it with Nick Saban. We've seen it with so many coaches.
Bobby Petrino, the famous Bobby Petrino press conference.
Just quit on the team.
I'm out of here, fools. I called I'm out of here, fools press conference. That's my nickname for it. I'm out of here, fools.
Is that a joke?
No, that's what I nicknamed it. I'm out of here because of how it's like I'm out of here, fools. I'm heading to Arkansas. What do you think about it? Was that the first time anybody left Atlanta for Arkansas? Seriously.
Maybe. I can't ever remember a coach quitting in mid-season. I can never remember that.
And we're waiting here. It's 6:50 now. I have 6:50 on the clock. What do you have?
Wow, I'm 30 seconds behind you.
I'm now at 6:40. Yeah, you're on 30-second delay. And
yeah, that's all right.
You know what's funny, too? Is when you look at the draft this year, there are so many great, like you talk about like the comedic part is, there are going to be so many teams that are going to be like, man, I think with whoever gets, there could be 3 or 4 teams tonight, I think they're going to be like, wow, we hit a home run. I think there are 3 or 4 teams that if they draft.
Well, that's what I was trying to say before, is that we're talking about all these quarterbacks because that's just what's fun to talk about. But these teams aren't stupid. They don't draft the quarterback just because they need a quarterback. You draft if a great player is there, you take a great player. Are you going to turn around and take, a Chase from? Are you going to take Chase from LSU, or are you going to take Trask? Like when you talk about these quarterbacks, even though you might need a quarterback, there's a great player there. You're going to take the great player. If Waddle is there at 20 and you're the Bears, you're going to take Mills?
No, I agree.
No.
Waddle's the better pick. But I was more saying, like, I think there's 4 players. I think there's only 4 players tonight that if a team gets them, they're popping champagne. Sewell, Pitts, Smith, Lawrence. We already know one team popping champagne tonight. I want to know who the other 3 teams are.
There's more than that.
But in my opinion, those 4 are automatically I'm popping champagne because I think I hit a home run.
I can't believe they're going to take the full 10. I hate when they do this.
Come on, 5. Come on, put it in. We're at the 5-minute mark here.
Are you at 5?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm 40 seconds behind you.
450. 45. Just letting you know where I am. I'm about to be at exactly 440.
All right, I got you. You only have to say it once. I could time it.
So I'm just trying to figure out exactly how far behind you are to me.
All right, I'll tell you. I'm at 5'11", 5'10", 5'09", 5'08".
Okay. I'm about 50 seconds ahead of you.
No,
I'm about
30
50
or 40.
seconds.
Where are you right now?
I'm now at 4:15.
Oh,
4.
yeah. You're 45 seconds ahead of me. 40 seconds ahead of me.
And I will ask you this because
now, what do you think of Trevor Lawrence? Because only Carl is saying that he's not going to be great. Only Carl.
I think he'll work. I think he will.
And
work.
it's just to be controversial.
Because if you've seen the over-under numbers,
here's what Carl will do. Here's what Carl will do. Been doing this show 3 years with him. Here's what he'll do. He will go. You do this a little sometimes too. Just pick the guys that everyone hates, and he'll say they're all going to be great. Then he'll pick the guys everyone loves, and he'll say they're going to be terrible. So if everyone loves them, and they were good, he'd be like, yeah, okay, everyone loved them. But if everyone hated him, and he's right, the 1, 2, 3 guys, he's a genius. He's a genius. I love you, Carl. I do.
Can I just say this quick to you? To me, he's going to work. But you know what I'm interested in right now? I was going to say to you about Trevor Lawrence, not just Trevor Lawrence. I want to see this kid from, Minnesota Whitewater, the D3 lineman, that really good D3 lineman from the Senior Bowl. I want to see if he gets drafted. I want to see if he gets drafted tomorrow night. I would really like to see that.
There's a guy, my wife's family, they are from upstate, and there was a guy from their high school that went to Hobart, and he got drafted.
Ali Marpet, right?
In the first round. Yeah. In the first round. And he's great. He's in the NFL. So D3, when it comes to a lineman, and I told my son this, when it comes to a lineman, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go. You got the size, you're going to catch on, and they'll draft you.
And that's what I'm excited about because have you seen the way this guy works out?
I don't even know who he is. You just mentioned
this guy Quinn Martinez. He goes up to Canada and his workouts in the offseason are in the woods in Canada, hauling trees, throwing trees. Like this is a country kid, right? I love this guy. That's country strong.
It's like Vision Quest. You ever see that movie?
That's
a little before you, but.
You know the hands drill where the guy we're using the sled dummy?
Yeah.
He does that to knock trees down.
He does that what?
He does that to knock trees down. Like decent speed. He does that to knock trees. That's how much weight he's using on it. He does that till he knocks the tree down.
Could you imagine if they don't take Lawrence right now?
Oh, I said get the Duds cap. I have a shipment of Duds caps. DUNC ready for Jaguars if they don't pick them.
Listen, it's not the same thing. It's definitely not the same thing, especially now that we know. But when Cleveland picked Baker, that was out of nowhere. That was out of nowhere. Everyone thought Sam Darnold was going number one. And imagine if that – could you imagine? Cleveland picking Baker changed everything for the Jets. You realize that? I mean, maybe not, because Adam Gase still would have been there and he would have ruined whoever was there. But we would have either gotten Mayfield or Josh Allen.
Oh, I'll just say this to you.
Are you looking at the comments?
No, I'm looking at the Jaguars here.
What's up, Carl?
What is he, Rocky? What does that mean?
You were doing this. All right. You're gonna have to give me the play-by-play. Put your TV louder. You got it?
Okay, the pick is in.
Put your TV louder so I can hear it.
The commissioner's walking. Can you hear
it?
As
much as I like your voice, put your TV louder.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. Yep.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
This is a new TV, 20. This is the 20 volume. It's pretty loud. Here we go. Trevor Lawrence.
There you go. Trevor Lawrence.
Now I'm going to mute the TV and let the talking heads do their thing.
Yes. Now the draft starts.
Let's
see how fast is this pick going? How fast is this pick going?
Wait. 1, 2, 3. The pick should be in.
Honestly, the long one is going to be the fourth pick.
Okay, the Jets already are 7:20 left in on their clock here. So the pick's been in for about 3 minutes. So the Jets have already taken about 3 minutes of the clock here.
Okay.
You know, it's funny watching Trevor Lawrence, and this is really when I think about it. I'm the same age as this guy. Like, it's crazy to think, like, now these are guys that I would have played against in high school. Like, there's actually one kid today who might get drafted today, Andre Cisco, from Long Island, who I actually know personally from when he played high school at St. Anthony's before went to IMG Academy. The kid played a year at St. Anthony's.
Listen, we all go through that.
Same age as me. Like,
we all go through that.
But today, this is the moment for me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We all go through that. We all get to that age where the athletes start being younger than you, and it's.
Now I'm hitting that. It's crazy. I'm starting to hit that. That's like, wow. I'm really having that moment right now of just like, I'm the same age as this guy. Oops, sorry about that. I was just moving my foot for a second. But I cannot believe I hit that point. And
I'm just watching the highlights.
The Jets are the sixth.
So let's talk about Wilson. Wilson came out of nowhere, kind of. There was a little talk at the beginning of the season. Guy threw 30 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. I know it's a BYU, but that's still impressive. You know, you had Jordan Love last year at a lesser school throw like 10 interceptions, and he still got drafted. To be that accurate, and I always say accuracy is everything in the NFL. Everything. You could have a lesser arm. You're accurate. You're great. Look at Drew Brees.
Yeah. The Jets are at 5:20 on the clock.
Okay.
And here is they got what's his name from ESPN, the Southern guy who does the NASCAR stuff. Forget his name.
The Southern guy?
No, the guy who's the Southern guy who does the NASCAR stuff. Who's famous, like they do a lot of NASCAR with the SEC stuff. He does a lot of their SEC stuff, like for.
Are you talking about Kirk Herbstreit?
No, not Kirk Herbstreit. No, the guy who does. I remember him from being the NASCAR guy at first on ESPN. When he used to do like all their NASCAR like promote like interviews and stuff. He used to be their NASCAR analyst.
Who is?
Like the guy on the track, shorter guy.
He's on the screen right now?
On ABC.
All right, I don't know.
He's interviewing Lawrence. They have a live interview with Lawrence right now with him.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're doing it. They're him interviewing Lawrence from his house in South Carolina.
Right.
And the Jets are about 4:18 on the clock here. Why do you think they're waiting? I mean, this should be like 1, 2, 3 done.
I think the NFL does it, honestly. They do it every year. I think the first couple picks, the NFL does it just to, build momentum, build anticipation instead of just flying through the picks.
I think the draft really starts at 3. I don't think this is where the draft starts. Unless you tell me Justin Fields gets taken here. The draft doesn't start till 4, 3.
Well, it's got to be one of them. But Kyle Wilson's got to be the pick. Got to be the pick.
Zach Wilson. Kyle Wilson's a quarterback in Farmingdale.
I always say Kyle Wilson. What'd you say?
He's a quarterback in Farmingdale. That kid's a quarterback in Farmingdale. Amazing.
No, that's not why I say it. He was a first-round pick of the Jets.
The Jets, Kyle Wilson you're talking about?
Yeah, Jets, Kyle Wilson, cornerback. Yeah.
Now they're showing Trevor Lawrence wedding photos on the TV at 3:20 left on the clock for the Jets.
Well, he just got married like 3 weeks ago.
I know.
The question with him that just came up is, does he love football? I mean, yeah, you do have to love football. He says it's not a priority, but we'll see once he gets in there.
I can say this though about that. I don't. If you're willing to put the work in, I don't think you need. I think if you're willing to put the work into the game,
exactly,
that shows you love it. I think, in my opinion, that shows you love it. If you're willing to get up at 5 a.m. to go work out, you love the game. If you don't have the will to do that,
what happens if it turns into an Andrew Luck situation where you have like 2 injuries and you're like, you know what? He had more than that, but you know what I mean? Like he has a couple injuries and then he's like, you know what? Football's not my life. I got my money. I'm out.
It could always happen. Okay, the pick is in. The Jets have already picked. San Francisco's now on the clock.
Jetman.
And we're waiting on this right now, showing the Darnold trade on the TV screen. So whenever the commissioner gets there, starts walking, I'll unmute.
I think you're a little behind too, because I just got a text on who the pick was.
Who was it? Wilson?
It is Wilson.
They're showing Wilson right now. So the NFL might be delaying it and putting the picks out earlier than ESPN is.
Is his mother crying?
No, not yet.
All right, then you're behind.
You see it already?
No, I just got a text from my daughter. She's watching it.
What is she watching it on?
I don't know. Cable. What are you watching? Are you on cable?
Okay, they're showing ESPN's showing, yeah. I'm on cable. ESPN, NFL Network's not showing the pick yet. They're saying pick is in.
All right.
ESPN. ESPN's not the picks. They're still waiting on the commissioner. ABC. Yeah, I have the voice control on the remote.
All right.
All of them have not shown the commissioner walking yet.
All right. I got bad information then.
It's probably going to be Wilson. Unless your daughter's working in the NFL draft. Is she in Cleveland?
No.
Then, okay, here's the commissioner.
I can't hear it.
Okay, now he's talking.
Good.
Zach Wilson.
All right, so good pick, smart pick, no-brainer. We'll see how it goes. Now, listen, you got to take a lot into account when you talk about where these guys are going. Jets picked Sam Darnold. They had a guy they were about to fire in Todd Bowles, right? And then they gave him Adam Gase. This guy has what, by all accounts, looks like a great system he's walking into.
And he's high-fiving the Jets fans here. He's loving this. He's loving this. He's high-fiving the Jets fans.
Competent head coach. You have a competent offensive coordinator. Jetman's there. I love it.
Yeah, he's high-fiving him. He's high-fiving all the fans. He's loving this right now, taking a picture with the commissioner. You know what? He looks good in that Jets hat. I will say that. That guy looks like a Jet. You know what I'm saying? That whole look like a Jet feel.
He does.
I don't see the mother at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was before that. Maybe on another channel.
And it's funny now they're showing the mother
Yeah.
hugging him.
And crying?
I guess. I don't see her. Now she's I don't think she's crying. I think she's just emotional, not crying.
All right. So let's talk about the pick because everyone's watching this. We don't need to do play-by-play of
It's 20 on the clock from the Niners, just so we know.
All right. You had to do it. You had to do this. You had to pick him. He's going into a great situation. Man, is that a blonde family? It's a great Mormons. Those Mormons.
It's a blonde family. Good one. That's a good one. I like that joke.
I mean, come on.
Oh man. I mean, I like them. You know what? I'm not going to fault the Jets here.
In all fairness, though, come on. You didn't like him.
I came around to him, though. I have come around to him. I will admit.
That's fair.
I have come around to him for two reasons. One, he might actually be better than Jim McMahon was coming out.
Hold on. You got to stop with that. That was 40 years ago.
But I look at BYU.
There's no comparison. BYU wasn't in the same league they're in now. They were the same.
They're independent now.
Yeah, there's no comparison. That's like saying Steve Young or saying Ty Detmer. There's no comparison.
But
that's like me saying Mac Jones and compare Mac Jones with Joe Namath. Stop. It's 100 years ago. Stop saying Jim McMahon. And Jim McMahon wasn't a great NFL quarterback. So that doesn't even help.
Jim McMahon got a Super Bowl, though.
That's fine. On the best defensive team that ever played the game. Mike Greenberg, who I think is a genius, he said, hold on, time out. Yeah, but I would never say that's the quarterback that I want. A guy who rode the best running game and the best defense. Mike Greenberg always says, if the 1985 Bears punted on first down, every first down, they would have still won 8-8 that year. That's how good the defense was. They were insane. They shut out everyone in the playoffs. And then went down to the Patriots, a wild card team, 10-0, which was just ridiculous. They were nervous, and then they came back and destroyed them.
Can I just say this, though, why I've come back around him fully?
I love this. I love the completion percentage. I love the touchdown passes. I love the strength in the arm. I like this guy. I
started to come around him. Like I said, I've come around him a little bit, saying, you know what?
We'll see.
This might work with the Jets. He might be the right. Like he looks like, you know what I'm saying? That don't look like a Jet feel. Like you say, that guy looks like a Jet. He looked like a Jet up there with the commissioner. Like he looked like he's New York's
I hope he doesn't look like a
But you know what I mean? He looks like he's New York's quarterback.
Yeah.
He looks like he could take that type of mantra of, you know what, I'm New York's guy. That's what I wanted a Jets quarterback when I was a Jet fan. If I was a Jet fan, I want a guy that's got the guts to him to say, I'm New York's quarterback. That's what they needed. I think am I wrong to say they've been lacking in that?
No, you're wrong. Yeah, I think that Sam embraced it. I think Mark Sanchez embraced it. I think the quarterbacks that they had embraced being a Jets quarterback. The problem really with the Jets has been, we could say the quarterback, but who's the great coach that they've had? You know, they had Parcells, and Parcells was great. They had Vinny Testaverde. But, who's the great coach that has gone through several quarterbacks? It just hasn't happened.
If I may ask quick, even though because we're at about the 2:30 mark with the Niners pick, we both agree the draft starts.
So let's talk about that now.
We both agree the draft starts now, right?
Yeah. So who goes right now?
I really have no clue. I'm going to be honest. I really don't. I don't know.
Same here.
Because
who would you pick if you're them right now? You're a running team.
Fields.
You're a running team. You have, you could run the ball with. They kept proving they could run the ball with any running back. So let's not even worry about who the running back is.
Fields.
I think so too. Because the wide receiver core is great. Ayuk is going to be a stud in this league. Brandon Ayuk is a stud in this league. They have the tight end. They have running backs. They have wide receivers.
Sorry about that. The pick is in.
No. Good. Turn it up.
We're waiting on the commissioner to walk, but while we're waiting for the commissioner, I agree with you that they have a stud in Ayuk. I'm just going to say that I agree that on that 100% that they got that Fields could be the guy.
Ayuk is a stud.
But you know what's interesting with this whole I'm thinking about it.
It's a good looking family, no?
I mean, first of all, I've heard the brother because the brother I've heard is a very good quarterback athlete too. I've heard he's a very good athlete too. The younger brother.
Right.
They play out in Utah in a really good program out there. The program he played for is one of the best in the country in Utah, like top 15.
Talking about high school?
In Utah. Corner Canyon, one of the top programs in the country he plays for. Like, legitimately really good program. That's one of the things I'll say is for some reason I like a player who's played at a good high school program. That's just something that I'll say with the NFL. It does translate sometimes. You don't see these kids coming. It definitely does. You don't see these kids coming from.
If it's a prep school, I wouldn't count that because
they're not a prep. I'm talking high school, like public school.
Yeah.
Private.
Yeah. I thought this just happened. I thought they just traded again. I'm like, wait, yeah.
They're showing the trade. Now Atlanta. Will Atlanta? What does Atlanta do?
Atlanta's got to take 10 minutes.
Here's the commissioner. Here they go.
Who do you say?
Fields.
I say Mac Jones. No, I say
Fields. Fields. Trey Lance.
What? Oh man.
He looks happy. This guy looks thrilled, actually.
He looks happy. All right.
No, he looks thrilled. He looks thrilled to be going there.
Let's analyze this. They traded up, all the way up, to draft a guy that
remember Pat Mahomes was traded up for.
Pat Mahomes was drafted at number 10.
But they traded up to get him.
But they did not need to trade up to 3 to get Lance.
You know why I like the move on San Francisco? There's one reason. I think this guy could fit what you want to be with the running team. I think if you could develop the arm, give him a year to learn behind Garoppolo.
Dude, he's a monster. He's a big guy.
That's what I told you. That everybody took 2 seconds saying this kid is another level. It took 2 seconds for them to figure this out playing him. That I'm in trouble.
Yeah, he's crying.
Yeah, I think he really wanted it. Like, it's funny. He's from Minnesota. Think about it. This guy got passed up by the University of Minnesota.
All the Big Ten. If you're a quarterback in Minnesota, you got passed up by the whole Big Ten.
And the Big 12, I'll add, too, because Iowa's not that far away. So you got Iowa State. Basically.
No, Iowa's Big 10.
But Iowa State's Big 12.
Yes.
So I said you basically also got passed up by the Big 12, too. I mean, yeah, you got passed up by 2 conferences. And
Minnesota State is Big 10, right?
University of Minnesota is Big 10. Iowa State's Big 12.
What's Minnesota State's FCS?
Minnesota's D2.
Oh, D2.
They're going to be D1 someday. Someday they're going to become D1. But you know what I like this? I actually like this pick. As nuts as it sounds, I give them credit. If they really love this guy, and you know what? You didn't want to have the risk of losing him.
So now you're Atlanta. Do you take Pitts or do you take Fields? Fields is going to.
Can I get a third option? Can I get a third option?
Don't tell me the lineman.
Wait. Watch it. Big. Hello. We love to give you a first and third round pick.
Trade away. Yeah. Trade away. Yeah.
That's the point. I'm doing the phone right now. Hello. Yes. We would love to move up. We're Denver. We would love to move up to your 4th pick. What do you want?
In case anyone's watching and don't know, this is JP Comedy Hour right now.
Yeah, I'm making a joke of
Yes, I know you're making a joke.
I'm making a joke of the situation. that if you're Atlanta, you must be saying to yourself, thank you, Lord. We could take the best tight end to a lineman, or we could get a boatload of picks and maybe get one of the two later. Think about it. If you're Atlanta, you trade back to 7 or 8 or 9. You don't think one of those two is going to be there right now?
No, Pitt's not going to be there.
Pitts or Sewell? You don't think the lineman from Oregon's going to be there at 9?
Very good chance they're not going to be there.
But you think
Chris, you got to remember something. Remember one thing. Now all the quarterbacks are gone. So now if someone trades up and takes Fields, now there's not quarterbacks going ahead of it in that meantime. It's all about what they get back. It's all about the return. It's not about getting the player. Because if they want Pitts, they take Pitts. If they want Sewell, they take Sewell. So it's all about the return that they get. And then they'll just take the best player that's there.
And Atlanta's got 4 minutes on the clock, right? Exactly now is 4 minutes for Atlanta. So, I mean, I'm thinking here if I'm Atlanta, you got to go with Pitts. If you're keeping the pick, it's Pitts.
Now, listen, I said this, and they were right. They were right. Nick Saban was right. He said they absolutely never talked to me at the pro day. They're not taking him. And Carl, who's watching, I know.
And he's commenting. Carl agrees with me.
Carl, well, everyone thinks they're going to trade. Carl swore they're taking Mac Jones. You go to that pro day and you don't talk to the head coach, you're not taking that player. Fields is absolutely going to Denver. Absolutely.
I'm not so certain of that. Here's what I think may happen. I mean,
Fields is going to Denver.
I'm not so – don't – here's what I'm going to say. I would not be stunned if Miami gets a phone call at 6 and then somebody gives them a good deal.
No,
I would not be stunned.
But for
That's
what?
why I'm saying I think it's very close for either Fields or Jones. I would not be stunned if one of those.
You know who it's going to be? It's going to be Denver.
I don't think Falcons pick is in. We're waiting on the commissioner now. They just
Falcons picks in, so it's not a trade. So it's no trade. It's going to be Pitts. It's going to be Pitts.
Oh, I agree. It should be. But what I'm going to say is this: I just think if I am a team like New England right now, I would seriously call Cincinnati and say, what do you want? If you want Fields. I think if you're New England, you have to move ahead of 6 because if Miami's going to trade, it could be Denver. You might not be wrong. But if you really want Fields, I think I make a call to Cincinnati at 5 and see what it takes.
No, hold on. Cincinnati's taking Sewell.
Well, I agree. I don't think it's far-fetched to think that, but I do think you make that phone call for New England. Am I wrong to say that you make that phone call just to see what it would cost to take him out?
I think they're calling everybody.
But what do you think if you're Cincinnati while we're waiting here for Atlanta? What would it cost right now for you to trade out of that pick? What would you want?
You got to give me a lineman and picks.
And
like what Kansas City got, where they got the lineman. That's what you got to give me. You got to give me a young lineman, and you got to give me picks.
That's the problem. What team's willing to move that right now?
Yeah, nobody. Well, not nobody. I don't know.
Okay, Commissioner is slowly walking. I'm going to play it in 3. Okay, he's paused. Come on, Commissioner. I'm going to wait until he goes past the chair to put the volume on. Okay, now he's walking to the podium.
I hear it. Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
Amazing. Now, think of that offense.
Wow, that's a tall dude. That's a tall dude.
Yeah, so
no, first time I actually seen him out in football pads.
What's it? He's 6'7". No? He's 6'7".
But I've never seen the kid down in football pads. That's the thing. This is the first time I haven't seen him in football pads, and wow, he is a big dude.
So right now, let's say Jones stays. Jones, Ridley, Pitts. Not bad.
You know what? If I'm Atlanta, can I tell you why I like this pick? Atlanta's deciding, you know what, we're going to load up on offense and try to make one more run with Matt Ryan. I think this is Atlanta signaling the lead. We're gonna make one more move.
Hold on. Matt Ryan is 35 years old in a league where quarterbacks are good till they're 38, 39.
But you know what I mean? Like one more prolonged run where they try to get maybe 3-4 good years. That's what I mean by one more run of 3 to 4 good years to go after another NFC title. Maybe get him one more chance at the Super Bowl. That's what I think this move is. If you went after Sewell, it's protecting the future. That to me would have been a signal of the future. I think this is a move.
Sewell is going right now. No doubt. Sewell's going right now.
Hold on a second, Mike. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll talk. Yeah, Sewell. So you got Cincinnati on the. Well, first let's talk about Kyle Pitts.
Okay, yeah, I can be the one.
My beverage. First, let's talk about Kyle Pitts because you got this guy is. First of all, he's the highest drafted tight end ever. He's the most talented tight end we've seen come out of college where we knew it. You know, Travis Kelce was a second round pick. Gronkowski was like a 5th round pick. Kittle was like 6th round pick. A lot of times with these tight ends, they don't turn into what they are until they get here, until they get to the NFL. Then, they get utilized the right way. Because a lot of times you'll have a tight end that is great in one place. They'll go to another team, not so much. Jimmy Smith was okay after he left the Saints, but never has been what he was with the Saints.
Jimmy Graham?
Yeah.
I want to make sure because there was another Smith. There is a Smith who was a tight end who also could say the same thing about it. I think he played for Cincinnati.
Did I say Jimmy Smith?
Yeah, you said Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Graham.
5:15 on the clock for Cincinnati, just so we know.
Okay. Gotcha. But what I'm saying is it's now becoming, apparent to these teams that that's a real position. That is if you have that position, it's a game changer because it's not able to be covered. This is basically a lineman that runs like a wide receiver. So you can't cover him.
To me, what
Kittle can't be covered. Kelce can't be covered. Waller from your team can't be covered. And this guy, they say, is a lot more like Waller than like a Kittle. He's more of a wide receiver like Waller. And Waller is just insane. He has games where he's got 13 catches, 150 yards.
So we both agree here while we're waiting on the Cincinnati pick that it should be Sewell.
I mean, listen, Cincinnati is a team that could use a lot of different players.
But if you're Cincinnati, I think you take Sewell. I don't think it's too hard.
If you tell me that they're going to go wide receiver, okay. If you tell me they're going to go defense, fine. They have a need at offensive line, and I'm an offensive line guy. I believe you build from in out. You build the both lines, and then you build out, and you get the it's so easy to get skill position players. It's so hard to get lines. So I would take Sewell right now. If I'm there,
I agree. And it's right now it's 3:40 on the clock.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing though. I think it's going to get real interesting because I think Detroit and Miami are trade candidates. We both agree.
I'm going to step away for a second. You go.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to speak for Mike here, but I know for certain, I believe that 6 and 7 now are trade candidates where you look at what is possibly going to be the situation here. I think it's going to be one of two things. Either both Miami and Detroit trade or neither one. I think it's either going to be both or neither. It actually is crazy as it sounds because I could see teams moving up for both QBs. I don't see teams – I either see both teams dealing or none of them. I don't see one or the other. I just, for some reason, right now I'm not thinking that because, okay, the pick is in. Miami now is on the clock, and if it's Sewell, it wouldn't be surprising. But if Sewell were somehow to fall to Miami, you have to at least consider it if you're the Dolphins. I think you got to consider it if you're the Dolphins. As crazy as it sounds, I think this needs to be talked about. If you're the Miami Dolphins, as the pick is in, and we get out of commercial, we're in commercial, so we'll probably have a few more minutes here. I don't know if Mike's there. The pick is in, Mike. If you can hear me, the pick is in. We're waiting on the commercials end. But can you hear me? Okay, well, Mike is about to be ready to go. The pick is in. Just as FYI, we're in commercial. And I hope Mike can hear me. So what do you think here? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I see your lips, can't hear. No. I heard you before you left. I can't hear you. I know, Carl. I don't know what Carl that face is, Carl. Please explain. All right, here we go, and you're gonna have me fill some time here. What a amazing situation this could be that the Dolphins could get Sewell. No, I still can't hear you. No. Put it this way. I'll celebrate once I hear. I'll be like, "Yay!" You'll see me do that. I mean, what a situation here in Cincinnati. Because if you have the choice of probably the best wide receiver, I'm like I said, until I do this, I can't hear you. You're gonna hear me celebrate. Okay, the pick is in, and when the heck are we gonna? Come on, Commissioner. Time to take your walk. Time to take your after evening stroll now. Time to take the stroll. Come on. We're waiting, and they're showing the desk here. For those of you watching with us, still can't hear you.
You have to be able to hear me now.
I can hear you now, a little bit gargly.
Gargly?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How about now? Are we good?
Yeah, I can hear you. I mean, it's workable.
I don't want workable. I want good.
I can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly now. Okay, here we go. Commissioner's walking.
Turn it louder.
Ja'Marr Chase.
Wow. They took the wide receiver. That's what I was saying. They could load up on wide receiver, or they could take the lineman. All right, where does he go now? Let's see.
Miami.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll be looking at okay, the Dolphins are on the clock, 5:50.
Miami could take. The Lions could take him. Wow, now we're open up to a lot of players.
This is going to be fun.
Absolutely.
This is going to be fun because is Miami a trade-out candidate? Because right now I'm starting to think either both trade out or none of them do when it comes to Detroit and Miami. Because part of me is thinking Detroit might say to themselves, wow, we could get the lineman and say, you know what, we're holding. I can see Miami saying, wow, we can get a receiver. One of those two receivers we like.
I thought Chase was going to Miami. That's what I thought. Waddle to Miami after sitting out for the year?
I mean, look, it could be Tua's guy. You could go with Tua's guy.
True.
That's why I'm
Which-
saying
which-
Devonta Smith
Which
here wouldn't be that
which
crazy.
one is Tua's guy though?
It could be Devonta Smith.
Waddle and Smith are both Tua's guys, no?
I think Devonta Smith wouldn't be far-fetched here.
You have the big receiver in Parker. They also have Williams, two big guys that could be on the outside. I think you throw Devonta Smith in that middle. That's a tough wide receiver core. You agree?
I agree. I mean, look, to me right now, if I'm Detroit, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm taking Sewell if he's on the board. And I'm not trading this pick. I think
Miami?
Carolina, on the other hand, okay, the Dolphins pick is in. So we're going to wait for the commissioner to go back after the pitcher here with the Bengals pick.
No defense. No defense.
Not surprised. Look, we were talking defense maybe the 7th pick. This is where I think if you're a defensive player, 7 and 8 is really where you're
Whoever
looking.
gets Patrick Surtain is going to pop the champagne, like you said. This is a fast pick.
I mean, come on. The Dolphins got on. They showed the Dolphins clock at 5 minutes in. They got out of the TV break.
Well, yeah, you have to factor in when the pick is in and then the TV break.
So this wasn't a fast pick. Come on, make the pick already. I really want. You know I'm impatient because I want to see. And it's funny, Mike. I really want to see somebody have the guts to trade to get a QB. I want to see which team has the you-know-whats.
Once you get to 10, trades are all over the place. All over.
No, I want to see if somebody has the guts to move top 10. I just want to see who has the guts to make a move into the top 10 right now. They know that Denver is really going to consider QB.
Fields is going to Denver. I'm
not so sure on that. You know what? As crazy as it sounds, I'm not going to buy that fully. I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on Fields to Denver right now.
I want him to go there so bad because Carl hates Fields.
No, I mean, that would be funny. That would be comedic. It would be great to have Carl on.
But here's going to happen.
Listen,
I have no crystal ball. I'm the worst at predicting anything. But here's what's going to happen. Fields goes to Denver, has an insanely good first year.
Wow, my guy's already gotten all right. You want me to do a spoiler, possibly, of who I hear the pick is going to be?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Waddle. My buddy's saying Waddle.
We just said that. We said that.
My buddy's saying the Dolphins are picking Waddle.
Tua could get their guy.
So if it's Waddle, Sue is on the board at 7. Wow.
For Detroit.
Holy cow.
I think Detroit goes Surtain.
I think they got to go with Sewell here.
All right,
let me ask you this, Mike. I'm going to ask you this. If you're a team that wants a lineman, do you consider trading up to 8 to get him? Now, is it maybe more trade up to get Sewell than it is to trade up to get a QB?
Depends on where you're going from.
Like, I'm going to give you an example. Give me a team who you think may go after a lineman tonight.
Chargers, 13.
I think that's plausible.
I think so, too.
I'm starting to think if he goes to 8, if he's there at 8, we're talking.
All right, let's talk about this. So, if you got Waddle going to the Dolphins, all right?
This is my buddy's texting me Waddle.
That's fine. Let's say it's Waddle. Detroit, you got to pick Surtain, no?
I think it's a tough choice. I think it's Sewell and I think it's the lineman and Surtain.
Then Carolina could pick.
No guarantee they're going to keep the pick.
You got 2 quarterbacks that are still there, Mac Jones and Fields.
And no guarantee Carolina's going to keep the pick.
No, they're going to keep the pick.
No, there's no guarantee if Sewell's there that a team like the Chargers doesn't say, we got it, we can get him.
No, but Carolina has so many holes. I can't see them trading that out.
It's funny. Carl's saying the Lions are going to get Fields. That would be hilarious.
Because Carl is praying that.
Okay, here's the commissioner. Good. Waddle. Okay, we were right. My guy was right.
Carl is praying with everything that Fields does not go to the Broncos. So he's dying right now. So you got Mac Jones, and you got Waddle, and you got almost every other position out there.
Okay, here's a quote from Zach Taylor. This is a Zach Taylor quote.
Yeah.
That when he was talking to reporters just now, he said, Jamar was one of the best wide receivers I've ever evaluated. That's from Zach Taylor.
Jamar Chase. Yeah.
Yes, that was his response to media members.
They say he's better than Jefferson, who just came out last year.
So but Detroit has 4:50 on the clock. This is where I'm thinking. If Sewell somehow the pick is in.
It's got to be Surtain. It's got to be Surtain.
So we're already having a backlog here of picks.
It's got to be Surtain. I'll tell you what. If you were talking about moving up, if I'm a team, I move up to pick him right now. I move up to take the corner. Corner is a huge position. This guy is the best in the game. Corners usually go top 5.
You know what? I'm going to say this. If Surtain goes here, man, Denver at 9. I don't know if Denver doesn't take a QB, what are they taking?
A wide receiver, like last year. take another
That's
wide
the point of what I'm saying here is
they have a lot of needs on defense. As much as everyone thinks that it's great defense, they still have I think their defense is a lot of times is overrated because you have teams coming in.
Do we agree, Mike?
Wait, let me finish that. Let me finish this thought because Carl's going to go crazy when I say the defense is overrated. But you have a team that plays in that altitude. Other offenses come into their defense. They always have a good defense, and that's a lot of the reason. A lot of the reason is playing in that altitude. And if you notice, the division games are always close with Denver. Home and away, but they're always close because those teams are used to going into that altitude. But if you're not used to that altitude, that defense can eat you up. You get a talented defense there, and that's how they won. They won on defense.
I'm going to ask you this. Do we both agree that Dallas is taking a corner at 10?
Not necessarily. They have a lot of needs, and line is one of them. If Sewell's there, they might take Sewell. But
that's what I'm starting to think,
Yeah, Sewell or
I think you're more likely to trade up I think the team most likely right now to move would be the Chargers. Because I think my gut's telling me.
Hold on. Dallas can move up to take Surtain.
You think they move up 2 spots?
They've done it before.
But I think it's more likely the Chargers from 13. I think Chargers from 13 is much more.
Now we're getting into teams that are able to compete now.
Sewell.
Who says that?
And there was a late trade offer. There were late trade offers for Detroit.
Who's telling you that?
Just what my buddy's saying, and he's hearing that the Lions held off some offers late in the draft. And they're taking Sewell. He said they held off and his wording is a very intriguing offer for a team looking for a quarterback. A very intriguing offer. I would say that probably is New England.
Why? Why
couldn't it be Dallas? That was New England maybe making a last-minute call.
Why wouldn't it be Dallas? It could be Dallas.
But they're a team looking for a quarterback.
Who said that?
This is my buddy saying that they held off a last-minute trade offer from a team looking for a quarterback, and they're going to take Sewell. That's what he's hearing.
And yeah, it might be New England.
So this is where I think it gets real interesting, in my opinion. If you're Carolina, this is the first time that I think that you have a serious, maybe 3 or 4 teams working the phones. Because I think now you may have a team looking for a quarterback, You might have the Chargers, and you might have another team looking to get a corner, all trying to call you at once. I would love to be Carolina right now.
All right, who do you take if you're if you go for a quarterback? Who do you take? Do you take Fields or you take Mac Jones?
Fields.
I think so, but
So the Lions are going with Sewell, from what I'm hearing.
could. All right, so let's play this out. Let's play this out. Where does Mac Jones go if Fields goes right now? Does he go to Minnesota or does he go to the Patriots?
Minnesota's
Minnesota
going to
is
take
dying.
the third round. Minnesota's not taking a quarterback till the second round.
They're
At the
dying.
earliest.
There was talks that Minnesota was going to trade up to the top 4 to get a quarterback.
I don't buy that. I don't. I think they're going to take a guy like Kellen Mond in the second or third round.
Mills,
New England.
it could fall to them. It could fall to them.
I think right now it looks like the trade candidates for QBs, from what I'm feeling, and I'm actually going to text my buddy this. What does he think? All right, that's interesting. Okay, you just sent me something. He said that Carolina is getting at least 4 teams have called Carolina in the last 3 minutes. He's hearing 4 teams are making a push to Carolina right now. That's what he's hearing, that at least 4 teams have called Carolina about their pick.
All right, we're going to go till we're
The
going to
Giants?
stop it. We're going to go to Denver.
I wanted to go to the Giants pick for 12. I would love to go to 12 with the Giants. I think that's an intriguing pick.
They're at 11. Okay, we'll go to 11. We'll go to 11. Deal.
Oh, it's Sewell. Okay, I didn't unmute the commissioner because it's Sewell.
you missed it?
No, it's because it's Penny Sewell. He announced Sewell.
Yeah, I understand what happened, but why didn't you have it on?
I actually didn't even notice he was running up there. And Campbell's hugging the guy. They're all fired up in that locker room, man.
That makes total sense. Total sense. Oh, come on, Fields to Denver. Please, Fields to Denver.
All right, 3:30 on the 35 on the clock here.
Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen if Fields goes to Denver. This is going to break a tradition for Carl of every time Denver picks a quarterback, he thinks the guy's going to be the MVP.
And you know what? This one might work.
Listen. Kelly, what's his name? Where did he come from? I think it was
Miami.
Mississippi. Not Jim Kelly. His nephew played for Denver. I think he was Mississippi. He was Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last pick in the draft, and Carl swore that he was going to take him to the Super Bowl and be an MVP.
Okay, here's what my buddy texted me. He's saying if Carolina does not trade, Dallas may trade.
I said that.
Next team he's saying is going to be Dallas because there's a general feeling that Denver is going to keep their pick. This is what he's saying.
Wait, hold on. Dallas is going to trade up?
Back. He's thinking that Dallas may get some offers to trade back.
All right, let's not talk about.
There's a feeling that Denver's going to keep the pick right now. There's a general feeling.
Who aren't here. Let's talk about what we think.
What I'm thinking is right now, if Carolina doesn't trade, I think you're going to see the Giants as a potential trade candidate. I think that's why it becomes interesting because the Giants become a candidate. Dallas could become a candidate if they want to get picks to move back. Carolina, if they don't move. I think Denver's going to keep the pick. To me, it looks like this is going to be a very intriguing 4 or 5 picks. Do you?
Absolutely, because we haven't seen any defensive players come off the board. Which is insane.
I really think Surtain's going to be there. All right, what's okay?
Where?
What are they saying now? 1 minute 30 right now, 90 seconds for the Panthers. Is this trade? Are we thinking trade that they're running down to the wire?
No. But
they're really debating.
They're listening. I'm sure they're listening. Well, if you tell me that Detroit, look at Mac Jones. If you tell me that Detroit got interesting offers, then Carolina's getting the same offers.
Oh, wow.
The quarterback didn't go.
One team, here's the rumor. This is the rumor going around around the league offices, around the league people. New England's offering players.
Gilmore.
They're offering players to get up. They're not offering draft capital. They're offering players.
Well, now is when that makes sense because these teams are close. If you offer a player to the Jets or you offer the player to Cincinnati, they're looking 3, 4, 5 years down the road. But these
All right, 40
teams,
seconds on the Panthers.
These teams, once you get to Dallas, these teams are looking for players now.
Oh, the
Pick's
pick
not
is
in
in.
yet? Pick is in.
The pick just went in.
So we're 8 picks in and we still have no trades.
This is where I'm thinking Dallas becomes the next trade. I think, as interesting as it sounds, if you're Dallas, you take Gilmore to move back 5 spots.
Oh, got to be way more than that.
If you tell me Gilmore in the pick to move back 5 spots for New England,
Got to be more than that.
what would you ask for if you're Dallas? Gilmore,
And 2 picks.
Gilmore the pick, and what else?
Gilmore, the 15 pick, and the 1.
A future 1?
Yeah, why would I trade if I'm not getting it?
I would give them a 3 this year.
And I'm not taking it.
I would offer Gilmore a 1 and a 3.
I'm not taking it.
Remember, this is the same buddy I had last year that was getting all the picks early. This is the same one. He's pretty good. He knows people.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, that's one thing I say. This guy knows people. He's saying players are being offered right now. All right, we're in a commercial. He told me that, okay, this is another thing. He said, don't be surprised that the Jets attempt to move in to the mid-teens. He's saying the Jets may be looking at teams.
All right, so when the Jets traded Darnold, right?
Baby.
Don't tell me. The Jets
Ooh, this is going to be surprising. I'll just say this. It's going to be a name we're not talking about.
Could you stop for a second? The Jets were talking about taking Darnold and the 23 pick to move up. So there's someone they like. But go ahead. Let me guess. Offense or defense?
It's a defensive player, but not one we've been talking about.
All right, give it to me.
Horn.
Okay. Really?
Here's the commissioner now.
With the 8th pick, and the pick is in. With the 8th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select J.C. Horn, defensive back.
If you go on some sites, he's rated higher than Surtain out of South Carolina. He's rated higher than.
Because we weren't talking about Horn.
Yeah, we probably should have because he's rated higher than Surtain. Surtain's going to fall then.
This is why I'm hearing. Okay, this one I'm hearing now. Denver's got 650. The Giants now are going to be. He said Giants and Dallas could be teams looking for QBs. New England and Giants could work.
Quarterback?
He said New England. He's saying New England's making calls for a quarterback. They want Fields.
Oh, okay.
He said those 2 teams are trade candidates.
I thought you meant that Dallas. Why you keep talking over me?
Yeah.
Calm down. Let me talk too. I thought you said that Dallas and the Giants are looking for QBs. Absolutely. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Absolutely. All right, so who does Denver pick right now? You know who they're picking. You know who they're picking.
Certain. I could see Fields fall to 10.
Oh, please.
I wanted to happen just to hear
Dallas,
his reaction.
Dallas isn't picking him.
Dallas, we know, is going to take the top player, the next defensive player available. Denver should go Parsons on defense. Go with Parsons. But okay, New England right now is trying to get a quarterback. So we know that they're going to be trying to get a quarterback between now and 15.
They might have one of these guys fall to them.
But they are working the phones right now because they're not confident. They are saying there is 2 other teams. The quote is at least 2 other teams are looking for QBs as well.
Parsons is the outside linebacker, right?
From Penn State.
That's the one I think that the Jets are looking for. Honestly, I think Jets go with 23. I think they go with the defensive player. I do not think they go running back, especially.
Here's what he's saying now. Denver is thinking about 2 different options right now. One is quarterback, the other is defense.
Well, duh. Does he have
But
names?
he said there's 2 different options, have only one player. He said there's only one player they want at either one. So I'm guessing
your guy has been right, absolutely. So I'm not going to discredit him, but that's a general statement.
But he's saying, generally speaking, they know who their guy is there, and the guy is there. He said the guy they want's there.
The only thing they need on offense is quarterback, or
I forgot they had something,
or defense. I mean,
I forgot they had something.
Well, go ahead.
The guy they want is there, and it's not a name we're talking about.
Well, how can it not be there? It's their pick right now. Of course.
No, they said the guy they want is there, and it's not a name that's been discussed with them.
Is he watching us?
No, he's just saying is not us, but people. He's meaning by media is not the name they haven't been discussing lately. Is the name they're looking at.
Matt Jones?
No, on defense we're talking about. If they go defense, it's going to be a little bit eyebrow raiser because nobody was discussing his name with.
All right, we got to stop talking about this guy.
He's been right though.
Right. So why don't we watch his show? This is
he's texting me. He's texting me.
Do you realize how unwatchable something is when you're just talking about someone who's texting you?
Yeah, true.
We're supposed to be the ones people are watching.
True.
Not your guy on the phone.
You don't have a show. That's one thing. 3 minutes here for Denver. My gut's just telling me with what I'm knowing. Has anybody been talking that linebacker Collins from Tulsa?
From Tulsa? Yeah. Yeah, he's number 30 ranked on the
I think this is a plausible. I think he's a possible guy. Because a lot of people like him. A lot of people I've talked to love him. That say, you know what, this guy, if he was playing at Oklahoma, would be the number 1 linebacker in the country this year.
He's ranked above Surtain overall. If you go by the list.
223 on the clock here. What are the odds?
This is going to be our last pick.
I want to go to the Giants, man. I want to go to the Giants.
I can't go another half hour.
I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you are.
Yeah, I got another commitment. I'm supposed to jump on Tommy's show.
Can I join it?
You can watch it.
I'm saying if I ain't joining, I'm going to kick back and relax.
No, you can watch it.
This pick in?
No, we'll go to the Giants. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I want to just see what the Giants do, because this is going to be intriguing. Just for a New York audience. Come on. All right, come on.
Picks in, right?
No, they haven't shown the board yet. They have not shown. They just got out of commercial. On the back end, what it looks like.
Pick's got to be in.
They're showing the big board right now. Devonta Smith's the number 1 rated player available. Slater, Surtain,
Yeah,
Fields.
hold on. Denver cannot pick another wide receiver. They went.
I know. I'm just saying who's the number 1 rated player available. I'm just reading player available here.
Right.
And then the linebacker from Notre Dame. is the top 5 rated. These are the 5 best available according to ESPN.
This is, see, with the fans, this is so much longer than it was last year.
And they're showing Denver quarterbacks right now.
Oh, yeah, garbage. Unless it's the 2 that they
You want me to
didn't
read? You want me to read the list?
Unless it's the 2 they didn't draft. I'll give you the list. Brock Osweiler, Kelly, Lynch,
Kelly's
Locke.
not on the list. It's Simeon, Locke, Keenum, Flacco, Lynch,
Simeon, that's right.
Osweiler, Allen, Ripon, and Driscoll.
Terrible. Awful. Listen, they have never drafted
The pick is in.
All right. They have never drafted a good quarterback, Denver. Never. They didn't draft Elway. They didn't draft Manning, obviously. I hear so much crap from Carl about the Jets ruining quarterbacks. Denver has never drafted a good quarterback.
Denver ain't much better.
Never. No, they're worse.
They ain't much better. They're worse.
You could say, hold on, Sanchez is better than any quarterback that Denver ever drafted. Pennington is better than any quarterback Denver ever drafted. Kenny O'Brien is better than any quarterback Denver ever drafted.
Here's the commish.
Sam Darnold would be on the top 3.
Here's the commish.
Put it louder. Can't hear it.
Surtain.
They got it. Great pick. I'm pissed, but great pick. Carl is so happy.
All right. Here we go.
I'll tell you what.
Who's going to call Dallas first?
No, but the Patriots might not have to do anything to get a quarterback. There is no team between them and, besides Minnesota, between them and their pick, this pick and their pick, that needs a quarterback. Patrick Surtain. Jets are going to trade up. Guaranteed they're going to trade up.
Dallas is 720. I mean, yikes. That's all I'm going to say, yikes. Yeah, I think this is trade out category time. I think this is who wants a quarterback really badly.
Yeah. Well, now you're getting into the area where people don't need quarterbacks besides the Patriots. See, this is what I was told. Think
Washington,
Washington, and Chicago. Think about what we were talking about earlier, right? Your scenario for Mills going 7 quarterbacks in the first round. It just doesn't happen. Even these teams that we think need quarterbacks don't, like Denver and Carolina, aren't taking quarterbacks. So you're going to be able to get your guy from Stanford in the 2nd or 3rd round. Watch. Because by saying that so many quarterbacks are going to go early, you're discounting every other position.
You're not wrong. Not disputing. I'm not disputing that right now because you know what? The scenario ain't happening because it would have had to mean that 4 went in the top 4 and a 5th went in the back end of the top 10.
So you still have a good chance the Jets could get a really good running back in the 2nd round.
Oh, really, that's a sure thing. I think right now it's a question of will somebody have the guts to move up to get a quarterback? That's what this is becoming.
I don't think you need to. Who needs to move up to get a quarterback?
But you know what I mean. Will somebody have the guts to jump ahead of somebody?
No, guts already passed. The guts already passed. Now you don't need to. Because the teams you thought needed quarterbacks didn't take quarterbacks. You thought Carolina needed a quarterback. You thought that Denver needed a quarterback. They didn't take quarterbacks. Only top 3.
5 minutes
Now,
on the Cowboys.
How bad does this make the San Francisco trade look unless Lance turns into a superstar? Which makes it all is forgiven anyway.
I
What do
don't,
you got to
because
look?
you know what? Because if I didn't take him, somebody else would have. That's my opinion. You did the one thing of, you know what, if I didn't do that move, somebody else would have.
Philly wasn't doing that.
But you get the point what I'm saying.
Miami wasn't doing that.
But you get the point what I'm saying, though. If I wasn't going to take him, somebody else may have. I don't want to play that risk. San Francisco took the risk.
Right.
They wanted the guy they got.
That's what they're saying. Yeah, I got the guy I wanted, so it doesn't matter.
.420 on the Cowboys clock here. Schefter's even saying Cowboys are trading out.
I think they want to.
That's why I'm saying somebody is going to panic here and go like, I'm worried about the Giants moving. That's my thing.
Well, here's the thing. You're going to get – this is great for the Patriots because they're going to give up way less than they would have had to.
Trade. We have a trade. The Cowboys trade to the Philadelphia Eagles. To the Eagles. In division.
They've said that. They've said that the Eagles wanted to move up.
And the Eagles are going to have the 12th pick still.
Can I tell you who the Eagles are going to take?
The Eagles just are keeping the 12th pick.
They didn't trade the 12th pick?
And what it looks like on the ESPN ticker is that Philly's still locked in at 12.
Well, they haven't announced the trade yet.
No, but Philly's on the clock with 3 minutes.
Right, but they haven't announced the trade yet.
Commissioner's not going to announce it until the pick is made.
Yeah.
So Philly's
Who are they
still on the
taking?
clock.
Who are they taking? They're taking Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
They're taking Devontae Smith.
All right, let's see if I can get the information on what they're dealing. No information. Rappaport, nobody is talking who they're dealing at.
So now they get an extra how long?
3. I think they have 5 minutes.
Right.
I think they got 5 minutes, and they're already at 2:30. So what did they give up? What if they're keeping 12?
Has to be the number 12 pick.
If they don't give up 12, what do they give? What are they keeping? Somebody say, "Oh wow."
It's in division. It has
Okay,
to be
Cowboys
12.
trade back. Here's from the NFL. Cowboys trade back to 12. Eagles trade up to 10.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's
Has to
official.
be.
That's from the NFL. That's from the NFL.
Yeah. So it has to be.
Why would you trade after a quarterback?
Who?
Philly, they're like, why is everybody saying quarterback?
No.
That
Fields.
makes no sense.
Fields.
And there are talks Dallas may move down again.
Well, that's what happens when you have a lot of what you want. You trade down.
The Cowboys are getting the 84th pick in the deal.
Third round.
They're getting 84 for
Third
move up
round.
2 spots.
That's great. 2 spots. Third round. Pick.
So Philly must really love somebody.
Yep.
And they're showing Mac Jones on TV here, and he's looking like that guy left at the
Here's the thing.
prom.
Hold on. Philly must love somebody that they thought the Giants were going to take. It's got to be the wide receiver.
You're gonna like this. They're showing Mac Jones. He looks
Yeah.
like the guy got left at the altar at prom. He's looking like why am I still here? He's got that look.
Fields is feeling the same way. I love when they show their house. So Fields could theoretically go to the Patriots, although I think
The pick is in for Philly.
Yeah, I think Minnesota more likely.
I'm starting to think this is why I mean really,
Devonta Smith and Mac Jones are in the same room, huh?
no different rooms.
Are you sure? I thought they just
No, they're in
showed them together.
pods. They're in family pods. So they're showing cameras. They have cameras in each pod.
Yeah, okay.
They're doing it in pods this year because of COVID.
Yeah, but could teammates be in the same pod?
No, only family. Each family got one pod.
Who are you thinking here? I think Devonta Smith.
I'm going to give you an oddball one. How about the lineman?
Yeah, we haven't seen him go yet.
I'm
So
thinking oddball here. You know what? I'm thinking Philly was like, somebody the Giants may take him. Let's jump.
why? Dallas is going to take him if they stay. We always discount defense, though, because we don't have stats on it.
Okay, this is what I'm hearing. Giants also are taking phone calls now.
Everyone is going to take phone calls, dude.
So I'm making a
Everyone.
joke here saying, I'm going to make a joke saying, how much do you think the Giants are getting offered right now to move up?
If like I said, depends on where you're coming from. If it's within 5 picks, you're probably getting the third
Devonta
round.
Smith, it looks like.
Who?
Going to beat Smith. From what I'm hearing, it's Smith.
I said that. You don't need your boy. I said Smith.
No, he's saying that's going to be the pick.
What did I say?
You said Smith, but it's official. It's going to be Smith.
Hey, why? Because your boy said that?
No,
I
because
said
they're about to announce it.
10 minutes ago, I said Smith. Devonta Smith.
The 10th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. With the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Devonta Smith,
Yep.
wide receiver, Alabama.
Hang
All right,
up
here
on
come the
your boy.
Giants.
Hang up on your boy. I got this.
Now, all right, tell me who the Giants are picking then. Tell me who the Giants are picking.
Sewell.
Who?
Oh, Sewell.
Sewell's already off the board.
Sewell's off the board.
726 on the Giants.
I'm going to give it right now.
Do-do-do. Here we go. We say do-do-do. Get the music going, like Jeopardy music. Chargers
Okay, ready?
13.
Right, you ready for the Giants?
All right, tell me.
Caleb Farley.
No, you're off. You're going to be off.
Caleb Farley or
Parsons?
that's what I got. Parsons or Farley? I think Farley. Cornerback. Get on video. You just walked in front of the video. That's my son,
Is that the youngest one or the oldest one?
the oldest one. Youngest one is still at Clarion. All right, this is our last one, and then we're going to sign off. I'm going to jump on Tommy.
I want to say I've had a fun time doing this with you tonight.
That's great. Prepare for tomorrow night. I think we're going to do it.
Are we going to go both rounds?
Yeah.
Wire to wire? Can we go wire to wire tomorrow?
No. Probably just 2. I got to get up early on Saturday morning because that guy that just walked in is graduating college.
Congratulations.
He actually graduated in May, but they're having the walk tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Pomp
Thank
and
you.
circumstance. Randy Macho Man Savage is going to be out there too.
Right. He thinks you don't have to go, but he's got to go. All right. Who do we got for the Giants? What do you think?
Giants traded to Chicago.
Fields.
That's official. Just ESPN
Fields.
showing it.
Fields.
Let's see what the Giants got back. All I want to know is what the Bears have 4 minutes, 50 on the clock.
They went from 11 to 20. I'm thinking a second round. Future second round. Maybe not this year, but second round. That means we got the Giants at 20 and the Jets at 23.
So are we going to go a little longer, or are we done after this?
We're done. We're not going to 20. 20 to like midnight.
Can you have just me live at 20?
No, you could do your Twitter live.
No,
I thought
I
I
was
just
thinking
had
have
you
me
live.
live and you live at the same time. Have you on 2 different shows and me with me here?
Doesn't work like that.
I was making a joke. I thought you liked that one.
Stop saying I'm making a joke. If you say that, it's not a joke.
Partly serious though.
All serious. All serious. We know that.
Whew. Let's go Bears
Listen,
here. Come on.
If it makes you feel any better, I did this for us.
Thank you.
I was supposed to be on his show, but I didn't do a show Wednesday. I did this just for me and you because I wanted to do that.
Thank you. I'm cracking jokes here. I had a lot of fun. I'm hoping this is Fields here.
We're going to be on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's 8 o'clock, right?
I think 7. I think it's earlier, 6 or 7, because it's 2 rounds.
I'll make 7. I can go 7 to like 10 or 11, so we'll go as long as we can.
Giants got a future 1.
Look at that. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you that? If you jump that far, you gotta get
shit. Here's the haul. 22 and 164 and a 1 and a 4 in the future.
Wait, 22? 20 they were.
No, the Bears are at wherever the Bears pick was. 20 or 22, whatever it was. Pick is in for the Bears.
Hold on, what'd they get?
164, a future 1 and a 4.
Holy
future 1 and 4.
shit. Holy shit. That's Fields. It's got to be Fields. You can't justify anything else but Fields. Put it up.
Okay, they haven't done. They're talking to Devonta Smith's family right now.
Yeah, got to be Fields.
So the Giants get a future 1. Hey!
They get, hold on. What was it? It was 20 and one what? 180?
They're getting 164, a 1 and a future 4. Future 1 and 4.
That means a 1, a 4, a 1, a 4. 164, I believe, is 4 this year because 3 is so long. 3 is all the compensation picks.
All right, come on, Kamish. Walk your you-know-what out there. It's a 5th. They're getting a 5.
Yeah.
They're getting next year's
so,
1st in Chicago, next year's 4th, and they're 20th this year. And here's the commissioner now.
So they get a 1-5, a 1-4 for a 1. Wow. Nice.
Here's the commissioner.
Field.
The NFL is supporting our nation's path to recovery from COVID-19 by focusing on critical issues of mental health, food insecurity, health disparities, and the digital divide. Throughout the pandemic, health disparities widen in communities of color, indigenous communities, and for older and rural Americans. We're joining forces with the CDC Foundation as part of a draft.
I think a guy is going to be making a pick.
Like nutrition, safety.
Oh, you're right on who it is.
I know. It had to be. It was obvious.
Just that. Leading the Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation in Chicago. His dream of creating a federally qualified health center to provide medical care in his neighborhood is becoming a reality with support from the Chicago Bears, and it will open in 2022. Congratulations, Carlos. Please take it away.
They have the guy making the pick.
That's kind of normal. Not the speech, but top 10 picks is usually the commissioner, and then they start handing it off.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback of Ohio State.
Wow. Finally,
That's a
somebody
game
had
changer in
balls.
that division. Yo, that's
I'm
a
sorry,
game changer.
the Bears
in that
have
division.
balls.
Think about that. Think
Bears
about that
had
division
balls.
right now. Think about that division right now. That's
Is
a
Fields your
game
starter?
changer.
Is Fields your starter week 1 over Dalton?
Day one. Day one. Right now, he could take Dalton's number right now. How about
All right,
that?
6 minutes for the boys. And
All right. We're out. That's it for us.
we got through 11 picks.
Yep. We did good. We did good.
I see.
3
and I-
hours.
How long
3
did we
hours,
go?
11 picks. We did good. JP, awesome job. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, me and you. Anyone watching this?
Let me make sure
Anyone
the
watching
time of the
this on a
draft is so
repost?
you know.
Well, whenever the draft is, that's when we'll be on.
Second round, so we can give everyone the correct time.
Go ahead.
Seven.
Yep. All right, 7 o'clock tomorrow. Catch us. We'll be doing round 2. We'll see. Maybe even Carl's available. I doubt it, but maybe. Possibly. I will be in Pennsylvania doing this. So we have that going for us. But awesome job, JP.
Thank you.
We will see everyone next week.
Have a good night, everybody.